Hello and welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to make a build video on Falcor. So Falcor, if you don't know, this is kind of like Zorus's little brother. So it's a glaive melee that you can throw it and detonate it as an ult interaction, or an ult fire. So we have one build today for you, and your stance doesn't really matter, but I just have whichever one matches your polarity realistically, because all you do is throw it and you blow it up with your ult fire. I have Astral Twilight, and then we have Galvanized Steel for crit chance. And then on melee kill, you gain stacking crit chance, or crit damage, I mean. We have Killing Blow, which will increase our melee heavy attack damage and our heavy attack windup speed. Fever Strike for Toxin, melee Elementalist, which gives us status damage, and then on melee kill, we'll get stacking status chance. Pressure Point for flat damage. Reflex, which will increase our heavy attack efficiency, and then our initial melee combo count, which will stack up to 4 times. Volatile Quick Return. If you don't want to use this one, you could use Volatile Rebound, but I like Quick Return because you don't bounce as much, but you have a bigger blast radius for your alternate explosion, which is what we're aiming for. And then we have Organ Shatter. Ideally, use Amalgam Organ Shatter, but I have not gotten it from Thermias yet. And then we have Melee Influence, which is more or less, for this build specifically, a necessity. And then with everything set up here, we have Corrosive Damage because Electric is built in, and then Toxin. And you would think, oh, Melee Influence won't proc because you have Corrosive Damage, but with the Explosion, it has a guaranteed Electric proc. So you still are able to get your proc off. And with that being said, we will jump into the Simulacrum, and I can show you what this thing can do. Alright, now we are here in the Simulacrum, and I will throw the build up on screen now so you can see the one that we are using. And so this weapon, the whole gimmick with it is you throw it, and then you use your alt fire to blow it up. And then you can see all of our statuses are on all of these people, and then you throw it and blow it up. And then you can see all of the damage going out, and all of these people taking a ton. And if you get the right amount of procs, you can nuke the entire room with one throw of this weapon. And there we go, everyone's gone with the one toss. So because I don't have a maxed out melee influence, it does become a little bit less consistent for me because I don't have it maxed. But you can see there, we just blew up the entire room. So if you do have a maxed influence, this will only be better for you compared to what I'm showing here. And then we throw it in, and we blow it up. And they're gone. And that's without a primer, because I wasn't close enough for Doriga to hit them before I could detonate it. There we go. So that's kind of our build for Falcor. You just kind of blow up entire rooms. But with that being said, we can jump into Steel Path, and I can show you how this thing works in actual applications. Alright, now we are here in Steel Path, and we are in the Void, because I've heard this place has really high ad density. You can see there we got our proc already, and it's hitting all these guys through the walls. So this weapon, honestly, with this setup, it fills a similar role to what Okina did, which if you haven't seen my Okina video, check that out. But it fills a similar role, but for people who, instead of liking Okina or actual melees, prefer the thrown melee style. The only downside I've had with this weapon so far is if the enemies aren't very dense, the damage can feel kind of inconsistent because you do rely heavily on your melee influence proc to get your big damage, as you can see there. But you do kind of heavily rely on melee influence so that you can get there. You just saw there, we cleared that big old group. So if the enemies aren't very dense, I've felt that this weapon kind of feels a little lacking because this one's built for AoE. It's like, yeah, there, we threw it once and killed like 5 or 6 people. Same thing here, we killed some guys around the corner. But it's pretty nice. I still think Okina, as of now, is my favorite. And I was going to do a build video on Zorus, but instead of Falcor, but I honestly just could not be bothered to go farm Samaris standing because it's such a drag to do. There we go, we can hang out in this room for a bit. But yeah, this weapon's nice. It was pretty easy to get my hands on too. You just get it from, I believe, the Energy Lab in your dojo, and it takes like 5 Fieldrins, which isn't too crazy. That's like a single inner invasion run, I think they're called. And you get 3 of them, so nothing too crazy there. But this weapon's nice. It's chill. I'm not sure if it's my playstyle, because I really like using Okina. and other, like, more traditional melee weapons. But you can see here, yeah, one toss, and we got our procs off on that guy, and then our melee influence procced a little bit. There we go. Get rid of those guys. But this weapon's pretty nice. Also, if you guys know anywhere that has higher ad density, let me know, because I've heard some people have told me the Kuva Fortress has really good on, I think it's the Survival, has really good ad density, and then some people have told me Mott in the Void on Steel Path is really good for ad density. But this is, I think, Oxymoto or something like that. Oxymoro or something like that in the Void. And the ad density here seems not as high as I would like it to be. I'm assuming it's because this is just an exterminate, so they're not, like, being drawn to me specifically. But even still, it's pretty good showing for the weapon. I like it. It's pretty good. You should definitely try it, even if you only use it for, like, MR fodder. But this weapon's really, really good in Steel Path from what I've seen and heard. Yeah, those guys just kind of melted from the procs from the statuses and everything. But this weapon's kind of nice. It's kind of clean. I'm not a big glaive enjoyer, though, so it's not really my style. Give me that overguard. There we go. Get rid of those guys. I saw a 1 million crit just then. Yep. We can use it on violence here. There you go. And violence is gone. 3 throws and we took down violence. So that's pretty good compared to some of my other melee weapons I've shown. And this one, with my build, since I don't have the maxed out mods or maxed out influence, yours can only go up if you do have better mods or higher rarity, because I believe mine are rank 8 or 9 for my galvanized. So your weapon will only be better than mine, because the bigger mods give you bigger buffs, obviously. And then bigger melee influence will also make you so much more powerful than what I am. Let's go ahead and get rid of this guy. Ooh, big old group in here. I love falling over. It's my favorite thing in this game, actually. Here we go. You can see all those guys on the map are just kind of getting evaporated by our electric procs and our corrosive going around. Let's throw it back there. Hit that guy. The one thing I will say is a downside with this weapon that I've noticed now that I'm using it in, like, these kind of tighter corridors is, if you don't have sure-footed or a way to not get knocked over, this thing does knock you down, like, pretty frequently if you throw it too close to your person. So, like, you can see here, I'll kind of... So it knock you down if you don't have some way of preventing it, whether it's power drift, prime sure-footed, overguard. But this weapon's nice. I like it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below of this weapon, and let me know if you try it out for yourself or other synergies with this weapon. I imagine Volt will be really good with this because you can use Shock Trooper and stuff like that on him. But let me know what you guys think down below, and let me know what other weapons or frames you want to see. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.